Hello, it's me, Addie, and I'm going to start this presentation with my Essential 55. And the rules I chose was Rule 11, Rule 50, and Rule 55. So Rule 11 is surprise others by random acts of kindness. Go out of your way to do something surprisingly kind and generous for someone, at least once a month. I chose this essential because it is advice that all students are capable of being successful at. Kindness and individuals show strength and courage. And an age-appropriate way to explain this rule is surprise others by doing something nice for them. And an activity we could do in the classroom is have a kindness tracker in your room. Students can be given tickets each month to give out to friends who are kind. At the end of each month, the students with the most kindness tickets could be recognized in the newsletter, in the classroom newsletter. So for that strategy, I made this little symbol. I could pick it up. And it states the number of the rule, and then it also says the rule, and then has a little symbol at the bottom with two shaking hands and a heart. I thought that was very fitting for that rule. And the next rule is Rule 50. Be positive and enjoy life. Some things are not worth getting upset over. Keep everything in perspective and focus on the good in your life. Why? This essential is good advice to all people. I chose this essential because it is an area I need to work on as well. By implementing it into my classroom, I'm not only making my students have a positive mindset, it's also a daily reminder to myself. An age-appropriate way to say this rule was be happy and do not get sad about little things. Everything will be okay. And an activity that you could do for this rule is to make an attitude paper. Give students a piece of paper and ask them to write the word attitude vertically down on the left side. Set a timer and ask students to write down traits that they have seen in positive individuals with words that correspond to the letters on the left side. For example, A in attitude can read after or always sees good in a situation. So afterwards, have students get into groups and share their creations of attitude and how they think positivity can be used in their classroom. And then Rule 55 was be the best person you can be. I chose this essential. Actually, let me backtrack really quick. Here is my symbol for Rule 50. And at the bottom, it just has a little thumbs up. And I'm going to include pictures of all of these just so you can see them better. But this is just the best I can do with video. Rule 55 was be the best person you can be. I chose this essential because it is a good reminder for the students to always be a good person. Being a good person can oftentimes get you far in life. Age-appropriate quote or way to explain this rule would be a good person. And then for that activity, I chose I am poems. Your students could make poems and not even know it, like we did in our class this semester. Make these visual poems and then hang them up in your classroom. And I thought that was pretty neat. And then here's my symbol for Rule 55. And at the bottom, I've made a little be kind because I just thought that was super cute. And then we're going to move on to the Ron Clark, the end of molasses. And so I chose 10 of those strategies to use in my example. And I thought this was super fitting for just being successful, walking on your own path. So I'm going to read each of these 10 that I chose, and then I'm going to elaborate on one. So number one I chose was the first one in the book. It was teach students to believe in themselves and don't destroy their dreams. The next one I chose was number 5, listen. Then I chose number 12 was set the tone for a love of learning. 14, push yourself to be innovative beyond your imagination. And then number 17 was know your students. Number 44 was avoid sitting down while students are in the classroom. Number 48, begin each class on fire. And number 60 was show them examples of excellence. Number 80 was build strong bonds with parents. And number 83 was accept the fact that if kids like you all the time, then you're doing something wrong. So the one I chose to kind of elaborate on how I'll use it in my classroom was number 17, know your students. I feel like that one is probably one of the most important in the book, if not the most important. Just because if you know your students, then you're going to know how to teach them, and you're going to know what they're going through and their prior experiences, which will then build off the ways that you teach in your classroom and the way that you run your classroom. So I just feel like number 17 is very important to know. That's all. Thank you.